The law in the United Kingdom requires companies to pay staff equitably, fairly, and consistently. It doesn't, however, tell us how to do this. This presentation discusses ways in which one might go about evaluating jobs in order to gain that equity, and it presents 5 approaches. So what is job evaluation? It's a process of systematically determining the relative value of different job roles in a firm. The important point is that it evaluates the job, not the person in that job. There may be many people holding one job. We are evaluating here the job itself. We do discuss other methods of differentiating between people in jobs in other presentations. Job evaluation determines the worth of one job relative to others in the company, and, as we said, supports the establishment of fair and equitable rewards. And if we apply it as a system consistently, then we expect that we would have consistency in our pay. The first method then is job ranking. If we take a number of jobs on the left and we rank them according to size, according to contribution to the company, on the right hand side, then we see the rank order from receptionist up to sales manager, and we'd expect the salary, the wages in the firm to obey that ranking for these jobs. It might well be done by a committee of people who are familiar with each of those jobs. The second method is developing that and saying, okay, this time compare jobs against one another. Rather than putting them in a single ranking, then go through a process of paired comparison. And the way we do this is to take, for example, the accounts ledger and say, or ask the question, is accounts ledger bigger, equal, or smaller than the sales manager's job? And the answer here we see is that it's smaller, so the sales manager, we score a 0 in comparison to the sales manager. Again, accounts ledger, is it bigger, equal, or smaller than the receptionist? It's bigger, score a 2. And so we codify this comparison between the pairs. We can then add up a total score on the right and prepare a rank order. And we'd expect again the pay that we pay in the company to then follow that rank order. The third method is expanding this idea of comparison to a larger firm, and in this case we have 3 departments: administration, sales, marketing and accounts, and we've established 4 standard jobs: director, manager, officer and assistant. And using this form of comparison, we can achieve relativity between administration, sales, and marketing and accounts, but also between the 4 jobs in each. Having established this structure, having established that the marketing officer is paid more than the marketing assistant, and having established a salary for these, then we can go across the whole company and say, where does the sales assistant fit? The sales assistant is an equivalent job to the marketing assistant, and we'd expect the salary to be the same. Similarly, the postroom operative would be the same size as the receptionist, and so on. Method 4 is the first of the analytical methods. It takes the idea then of breaking the job down, not just in asking, is the job bigger or smaller, but actually breaking the job into factors. In this case, it's broken into skill, effort, responsibility, and working conditions. And each job is assigned, in this case, a monetary value, an hourly rate monetary value for its responsibility. And so we can say that the admin assistant gets £2 for responsibility, whereas the manager gets £7. It's a much more responsible job. Similarly, the skill admin assistant gets £4.50, the manager gets £9. It requires a higher level of skill. And so we build according to these factors, we sum to get the hourly rate, and we see that the admin assistant is paid £9 an hour, where the manager is paid £21 an hour. And then the fifth method. The fifth method is the point factor rating method. It's the second of the analytical methods. In this case, each job is described by, in this case, three primary factors: know-how, problem solving, and accountability. And then each is broken down into sub-factors such as technical knowledge, management breadth, and interpersonal skills. Each job is then scored and points given for each of those factors. And the final salary is arrived at by a formula. And in this case, we see that wage is a function of the points for know-how, the points for problem solving, the points for accountability, summed together and multiplied by some constant to get us to the final wage. And this is a common method for medium and large sized companies. So we've presented 5 methods of structuring or evaluating jobs and achieving equity in pay. What matters is that there is a system. If the system is designed as consistently, will achieve equity and fairness. Various approaches, as we've seen, exist. Which one we might use and the details of the approach depends on the firm and depends on the environment. For more on this, call us or see our other publications published from time to time on our website and blog. Thank you.